So I just finished filming the Chrome Hightower backpack review, and I have been telling you that I need to do, or I want to do, a workflow video describing how I film, how I edit, how I grade, how I do the post-production of all of my YouTube videos. And to be quite honest, I have been postponing that video for such a long time because I wanted it to be detailed as much as possible and go into all the specifics of how I do stuff. And yeah, since that's so overly complicated and in my head it was so detailed, I was actually postponing it. And like Casey Neistat said in one of his videos, and I need to paraphrase it, I don't know the exact words how he said it, but he said like sometimes it has to be just good enough, because if it's perfect you keep postponing it. And that's basically what I did. And as I said in the Q&A live stream, you can rewatch it somewhere in the info tab above. I said that I wanted to do this workflow video kinda in a vlog style. So how do I usually start all my video reviews? I basically review all the bags that I have, and during the review period I scribble down all the flaws, the benefits, and what I like and what I dislike about the bag. And as soon as I have all of the points that I want to cover in the review. Alright, so I just had to do a quick stop because I realized that the camera isn't really stable on the glove compartment while I'm driving. So yeah, so as soon as I scribbled down all the points that I like, that I dislike, I start scripting my whole script inside Evernote. I actually have Evernote Pro, so I can download all my notes and all my texts onto my phone, so I can actually work on it on the go without using up my data fees. So every time I'm commuting on the subway, okay, today I'm actually going by car because I have to pick up some more bags. Ooh. When I'm on the train, I have like at least 20 minutes of free time. That's the perfect time to write all my script or even answer all the YouTube comments or emails. So that's a perfect YouTube time slot, if you will. And then I script down all the voiceover, all the film, and I go over it again and I mark down all the parts that I want to record on camera. So as soon as I'm home, I basically just go to my sound booth, which is just this Rode Procaster with the pop filter on top of it, connected to the Tascam DR05. And then I just record the whole voiceover, and as soon as I'm finished recording that, I copy that file onto my computer. So as soon as I finish the recording of the voiceover, I go to my computer and copy all the files onto my hard drive into a project folder. And I actually have a template for all of my projects, which you can see here. It's a project folder temp, and in that I have all the folders that I need for projects, basically project data, footage, which is then again separated into video, graphics, audio and other, and an output folder where I export all the files into, and then some more files for bigger projects like emails or documents from clients or whatever emails I sent to clients. And if I have done some pre-production stuff as well, I also put it in that folder. I usually just duplicate my temp folder and create my project folder. In this case, it's the Chrome Hightower backpack review. So I copy my files into my footage folder, so into audio, and this is my VoiceOver file. And I create a project in Adobe Premiere Pro and edit all of the voiceover into my timeline. So I have already created this project, obviously, and as you can see here in my timeline in track A, I edited all of my voiceover audio to the length that I want. In track audio 2, you can see all of the on-camera footage that I recorded. But before I do the on-camera footage, I actually record all the B-roll first. And by that, it is for me easier to see which parts of my voiceover don't have any B-roll and might need to add that to the on-camera footage that I need to record. So I record all my B-roll footage with my Sony Alpha 6300. I used this softbox with 4 lamps, daylight lamps into it. And yeah, then as I said, I just record all the B-roll. Usually I already know what kind of B-roll I want to shoot. So as soon as I have all my B-roll, I edit it all into the timeline, and as you can see in track 1. Yeah, and afterwards I then know which on-camera footage I need to record, and then I just record all the on-camera footage, and I basically memorize most of the text that I want to say in front of the camera, and I try to say everything as close as possible to the text that I wrote down. And afterwards I just edit all of the on-camera footage into my timeline, and as soon as that is all finished, I start with the grading, of course. And you can see here I have 2 tracks above my footage, and we start with track 3. Track 3 is actually my layer in which I put all of the LUTs. A LUT is the abbreviation for lookup table, and as a simplification, it's just a template or a filter like on Instagram, but for video. I use the LUTs from Dave Miller, and as you can see here, it's a LUT created for the S-Log2 footage from the Sony cameras. And yeah, that actually creates the look of it, but as this is an overall look, it's, as you can see here now, it's not properly exposed with the filter on. That is why I create in track number 2 some color correction. I adjust all the temperature, the tint, the exposure. Here I adjusted the exposure and saved the highlights a little bit, the temperature and the tint. And that's, as you can see here in the timeline, I did that for a couple of different shots just to adjust all the exposure and color balance so it has an overall same look. Furthermore, in track 3, I also add an unsharpening mask just to sharpen the footage slightly. And afterwards, I go to Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is like this music library for YouTube creators where you can get music and you pay for the subscription service. You are allowed to use that music on your YouTube channel without like getting copyright strikes or anything. Yeah, I choose a music that fits to my project, and then I just edit that onto my timeline, and then I need to mix the audio. And I use these COS headphones because they're studio balanced headphones. I have a review of them on my channel, and then I'm about to export it for After Effects. But before I export it for After Effects, I actually put a lot of markers on my timeline, as you can see here, and these markers just tell me, okay, here I need to put in my ISMONO logo, and here I need to put in my Carryology logo. As soon as all those markers are in, I can finally export the file as a Apple ProRes 422 HQ file. in my humble opinion, this is the best balance between image quality and file size. If I have like a more important project, I would export an Apple ProRes 444 or even go to uncompressed. But those will be huge file sizes, and I think that just for YouTube, I need to balance the file size and the image quality. And Apple ProRes 422 HQ gives me the best balance in image quality and not being too big. So I export that into my project folder in the folder output, and I create a folder with my date. I always start with year, then month, and then date, because a computer always sorts the files, if it sorts by file name, from front to back. To sort 17 is the year, then the month, and then he would sort by date. The same goes basically with all my file names that I get from the camera. I always rename them after I record it with the date, so year, month, day, then the project, the product, and then the number afterwards. Yes, so I export the file into my output folder and I call it the project's name, as you can see here, and then intermediate afterwards, because I will continue working on that file. After I exported that file, I import the whole file into After Effects. And in After Effects, I also created a template file with all my animations and graphics that I either made myself, or like the animations I bought from Graphic River, that's an Envato site that also has Audio Jungle and stuff like that, where you can buy templates. So I created this template project file and I import that into my After Effects file, and I import, as you can see here, the QuickTime Intermediate file. And I put that into the After Effects timeline, and I just copy all of my graphics and animation from my Carryology review template and import that into my After Effects timeline. And then I just add all of the graphics, animation, letterbox on top of that. And then I export the whole file with Adobe Media Encoder, and I use my own preset, which is a H.264 50 Mbit preset. And as you can see, I always export in HD. I record in 4K, but I like to edit in HD because that gives me a lot of flexibility in cropping an image and giving me basically two different image sizes, so wide shot and a close-up. And then I encode my file with 50 Mbits. That's basically the same like with the Apple ProRes. I think 50 Mbits is enough in terms of image quality, but the file is not too big, so it doesn't take like forever to upload it to YouTube. And that's basically it. That's how I edit and create, film, grade all my YouTube videos. And I know that was probably not as detailed, at least as I wanted it to be, but I hope everything, all the info came across. But like always, if you have any more questions, please comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And please feel free to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell icon so you won't miss the next videos. Thanks.